Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
Taco Bell rounds out 2019 with the return of one of its best value menu items ever, and this time we've got some updated flavors. So let's take a look at the double stack tacos as we round out 2019 here at Taco Bell. And initial first impressions, this is still a lot of food for $3, guys. Each one of these is $1 a piece, so a lovely situation there. I've got all three flavors lined up for you here. We're going to talk about obviously the differences with each of these, but first the similarities. These are all going to be the same type of build. We've got that warm tortilla on the outside with the crunchy hard shell taco on the inside, separated with a cheese sauce, and then naturally the main ingredients from Taco Bell are all on the inside as well. We got some seasoned beef, shredded cheese, lettuce, and a nacho cheese sauce, and the only difference is going to be the main theme of what each of these is. So starting off with the Nacho Crunch, let's take a look on the inside here. And obviously the main draw with this one, aside from those ingredients, we've got some crunchy red strips all along the inside of this one here to give you that crunch. And then as we head over to the Chipotle Cheddar, this one's got just a little bit of kick on the inside with that Chipotle sauce here. So as expected, a little bit of goodness all along the very bottom of this one here. And of course, all those other main ingredients. But the real star of the show, and as far as I'm concerned, probably going to be the main event for sure, is going to be the Reaper Ranch one. And guys, this has a lot of that Reaper Ranch sauce on the inside. So a lovely situation indeed, and like I said, for $1, you can't hate on these things here. With the cheese on the inside of these, with that hard shell taco, and then the soft taco there as well, a very lovely situation. I hope these stick around for a bit because they look amazing. It's the double stack tacos for 2019 here at Taco Bell. 2020 actually, we'll say, because it's going into the new year. Let's peep out this flavor.
Yeah, these look just as tasty the second time around, and I definitely have some high hopes for them considering the flavors we're going to take a look at right now. But if you're curious to see what the original ones were like, take a look at that review popping up on your screen right now. That was a lot of fun to put together. So here we go. Let's start off with that Nacho Crunch. This is pretty much the only holdover from the last time. It's brand new here at Taco Bell, technically late 2019. Let's do it. Crunchy, cheesy. Well, we're not reinventing the wheel with this one. All the same Taco Bell flavors are on display with this. The seasoned beef, exactly the same as what you'd expect. The nacho cheese sauce, the shredded cheese, the lettuce, the crunchiness, exactly what you'd expect from Taco Bell. If you were to bite this blindfolded, you know exactly what it is. Pretty tasty. Yep, nothing too outrageous with this one. It's pretty much the classic Taco Bell taco wrapped up in a nice warm tortilla with a little bit of nacho cheese sauce to separate the two. And then naturally, for good measure, as well as added crunch, we've got some red tortilla strips in here. So pretty tasty for what it is, but it's exactly what you'd expect as well as the flavor of it. Yeah, this is pretty much the starter version of these double stack tacos here at Taco Bell, and dare I say it, the quintessential flavor of what they offer minus the sour cream, because it's pretty much everything you'd expect from Taco Bell that hasn't changed over the years. Let's see if we can move on to the next one though. Very curious to see about this Chipotle Cheddar, and obviously I think I know what to expect with it. Let's see if we can go for a little bit of heat action with this one. Here we go. That's already a step up. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah. I got a nice concentrated blast of that Chipotle sauce in that first bite, and instantly it melds perfectly with everything on the inside of this. Naturally, the textures of the crunch, as well as the nice softness of the outside of it, everything together at one time with a decent amount of heat, guys. This is actually pretty tasty. And of course, a concentrated blast of that Chipotle sauce is going to be a lot more front-loaded initially, and that was really the case with that first bite, guys. A very nice amount of heat up front, along with the familiar flavors of the Taco Bell tacos here, and naturally with the crunchiness, the softness, the textures of both, really, really nice combination. Which brings us what I think should be the icing on the cake when it comes to these new versions of the double stack tacos here. Let's give this one a shot, guys. It's the Reaper Ranch version, and I'm very excited to get into this one. Here we go. Creamy ranch flavor on that. Here comes that heat right away. Very rich on this one. Easily my favorite. Wow. That is pretty amazing. And again, another concentrated blast of that sauce where the Reaper Ranch is really kicking in right now. Wow, it is really kicking in. But man, the flavor is pretty awesome on this. Pretty cool. And I'm only saying cool because the experience is pretty awesome right now. The heat on this one is absolutely elevated above the Chipotle version, as you'd expect it to be, but it's by far the most flavorful of the three, with a very solid amount of sizzle to go with all those classic flavors from Taco Bell. Easily a favorite, guys, and for $1, absolutely you can't hate on this one. You know, I get why they're offering 3 versions of these. Naturally, choice is good, and considering how packed these are for $1 each, it's a very, very solid value, of course. But if you ask me, you know what they probably should have done with the Reaper Ranch version, considering this really is the highlighted item on the menu as far as I'm concerned? They probably should have added some of those red strips by default, because for advertising, I think it would have looked really cool. Naturally, that sauce has a nice tinge to it in terms of the redness, but then on top of the extra redness of those chips, that would be a pretty lovely situation indeed. But hey, I guess you can always add it for that extra charge, but I just think for default it would have been just a little bit different to have something like that initially from the get-go. And as for the Chipotle version, I'm pretty surprised they actually brought out something like that in addition to the Reaper Ranch, because they're pretty similar except for the heat level. I think the last time out it was like a sweeter option they had as well. Something hot, something sweet. The standard version from those original double stack tacos. But this new version, it's 2 versions of heat along with that standard crunchy version of the original, but still tasty stuff. Alright, so rating wise, let's start off with the Nacho Crunch version of these double stack tacos. For that one, I'm gonna have to give it just an okay 7 out of 10. This is exactly what I expected it to be, nothing more, nothing less, a little extra crunch, but all the familiar flavors of Taco Bell in a very, very solid package. And again, for $1, you can't hate on it. It's still pretty tasty. And as for the Chipotle Cheddar, because it's definitely a step up from the OG Nacho Crunch, that one's gonna get the obvious 8 out of 10 because it adds just a little bit of sizzle to what's already a very tasty double stack taco to begin with. Hey, if you like a little bit of spice on whatever you get here at Taco Bell, this one's definitely going to be right up your alley. It's not too overpowering whatsoever, but it adds just the right amount of sizzle, so still very tasty. But when it comes to the Reaper Ranch variant, that one is definitely going to be my favorite, obviously, guys, and I think you know that by now. So that version's going to get the easy 9 out of 10. A very solid amount of heat, a nice creaminess to that sauce as well, and the overall blending of all the other textures together, an amazing situation. If only by default it had those red crunchy strips, that would be an amazing thing. But hey, next time around, I'm probably going to get it that way. Easy recommendation. Now, of course, the obvious question is, are you going to give any of these a shot? And hey, if you've actually had any of the versions the first time around, which one of these new ones are you most excited to try? Drop those comments down below and definitely let me know. And with that, this is Ian K closing out another episode of Peep This Out, bringing you brand new content every single week here on my channel. So while you stay tuned for the next review coming real soon, in the meantime, stay frosty. You know, when it comes to the new version of the value menu here at Taco Bell, I think everyone's going to have an opinion on what they think is the best item on it. But for me, obviously, it's easily going to be the double stack tacos. For $1, you're getting a lot of food. And hey, 3 choices to go with there, not a bad deal at all on top of it. All right, guys, until next time, I'll talk to you soon.
But hey, real quick before you go, and just in case you haven't already, take a look at the last review that I put out right up over here, along with what I think YouTube's going to recommend for you to check out as well. As always, I think you'll find something to like in both of them, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. See ya.